I'm not going to do the countdown thing. Screw the countdown thing.
Screw it.
Screw it. Screw and share. Screw and share.
Yeah, screw the chair.
That's right. That's right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Misfit Corner Scams. This is the Arsenal Andrew speaking, and it is Saturday night, and we are live streaming. Sorry, I'm running a few minutes late. I was wrapping up watching some TV with the wife, and yeah, having a good time. And once again, I am joined by my good friend Avery. How the heck are you, Avery?
All right.
All right, hold on a second. I got to turn the music down just a little bit.
Oh, turn it down. It's too loud.
It's too loud. Yeah, it's distracting me. Now, I'll be honest with you. I have had a day when it comes to the vision. So I am going to try my darndest to pay attention to the chat and to read the chats. But if it starts to go south quickly, then we might have to wrap up early tonight. Just because I've been struggling all day. And that's very hard for a man who has to drive places to admit, but it's true. Mm-hmm. But Avery, I am so glad you're here this evening.
Oh, really? Wow.
And it's comic book related.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. I know that doesn't thrill you. But I had an elderly lady came into the store today with a stack of comics that I purchased from her. And in that stack, a lot of junk.
Stuff?
A lot of junk, but a couple of really nice detective issues. And I'll explain why I'm very happy about these, and it doesn't have anything to do with Batman.
Was it Roger Marshall's?
No, I'm not sure. I'll have to look.
I want Roger Marshall issues.
Okay. Well, I'll show them to you. I actually grabbed some bags and boards to put them in and show them to you, but let me read the chat and say hello to everybody, and then we'll get started, okay? Of course, Manuel's here. Manuel, welcome. Good evening, good sir. He says, good evening, my friend Drew. Happy Saturday night. Woo. That's right. We're all wooing. Andy's here. Hey, Andy. Said, good evening, Manuel and Drew. Max is here. Hey, Max says, hello. This is Jordan Smith from Fort Lauderdale, wondering if you've received your free COVID test kit yet. Nope. Still haven't received them. You know, somebody asked me, commented on one of my COVID videos, which I don't call COVID videos anymore. I just call free test videos.
Yeah.
Whether or not I've actually gotten any free tests. And I told them, nope, haven't gotten a single one. But then again, I always give them the Schulzbacher Center's address. So maybe they've gotten a ton of them. I don't know. 611 East Adams Street is the Schulzbacher, which is the homeless shelter downtown. And honestly, if they want to send them a whole bunch of free COVID tests, I'm pretty sure they could use them, to be honest with you.
That's funny.
Yeah, well, it's always the way it's been. Manuel says, good evening. Good morning, Avery. Happy Saturday night.
Hello.
Manuel says, hello, Fort Lauderdale. Glenn says, howdy again. Welcome, Glenn. Welcome to the show. Dave's here. Hey, Dave. Dave says, hello, Drew and Avery. Thank you so much.
Hello.
And Dave says, go Cleveland Cavaliers. Cavaliers, is that baseball, football? It's not football.
Sports ball.
It's sports ball. Yeah, Avery doesn't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Actually, I think Cavaliers, isn't that, maybe that's hockey.
I don't know.
I honestly don't know. Sorry. Manuel says, go New York Yankees, which I know is a baseball team. I know that's a baseball team.
Yes.
I've heard of that group of individuals.
I used to watch baseball.
Yeah, Yankees, you're familiar?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Pez is here. Pez says, g'day, everybody. Hope you're all doing well. You know what? I just realized, Pez, I played the lottery last night. I didn't check my numbers. I could be doing damn good right now. It was up to 460 some odd million. I did not check my numbers. So there's a good chance you guys are talking to a millionaire right now, and I don't realize it.
I've got something to tell you scam related that I can't tell you on air.
Okay. Well, let's continue. Glenn says, try holding the control key and rolling your mouse wheel to see if it increases the size. Actually, I just blew up the page, so I'm seeing it much better right now. But I'll be honest with you, it's almost full screen size right now. If I have a problem seeing it at full screen, then we're done for the night. But at this moment, I'm good. Hey, Rosie's is here. Hey, Rosie, how's it going? Says hello, everybody. Hugs. Welcome to the show. Manuel says, good evening, Andy. Saskia is here. Hey, welcome to the show. Says, good evening, everybody. Been looking forward to your show, Drew. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Uh-oh, here we go. Dave says, basketball. I would never have guessed basketball. Sorry, I don't follow it at all. I am familiar. I'm good when it comes to the football, the American football. But when it comes to any other sport, I'm totally lost. But oh well. And the only reason why I'm familiar with football is because we have a NFL team here in town. And so that's the only reason why we pay attention. My whole entire family pays attention to it in a minute way, is because we live in a town that has an NFL team. So Manuel says NBA basketball. Okay, you guys are so much better than me. I have no idea. Saskia says hi to Rosie. Says you become so familiar to me. Yep. She's here, and that's awesome. It's the wee hours of the morning where she's at right now, and she's joining us because I'm just so wonderful. Yeah, I know that's not the reason. But I hey, it keeps me going.
Whatever you have to tell yourself.
Whatever I have to tell myself to keep me going through the week,
Yeah,
absolutely. Rosie says hi to Saskia, a virtual hug. Hope you had a great week. Manuel says good evening to Pez. Saskia says did not check my numbers either. Oh, don't. Let me check my numbers first. We played a new game at Easter. My family, when we do family gatherings, we usually try to play some type of game. We've done everything from win, lose, or draw to trivia to poker. We played a new game that I wasn't familiar with. It was combining bingo and poker together. You get a sheet with cards on it, and as they call out, they pull one card out of the deck at a time. And as they pull out the cards, you put your quarter or your trinket or whatever on the card, and you win if you get the center spot, the four corners, four of a kind, or you get a row, either diagonal, horizontal, or vertical. And everybody pitches in a quarter into each of the 5 little cups. And you can win a lot of money playing the game. But I never realized how serious people are about this game. Because I was calling the number of the cards at one point, and I would go 5 of spades, and they'd look and say, that's clubs. And I'm like, oh, sorry. And they're like, ooh, don't be, they were like, don't be screwing that up. And I'm like, oh. And we were playing with Raphael's family as well. And at one point, we were like on the last batch. I had already dipped out. So I was just shuffling and calling cards. And the very last hand came out. And I said, I'll call it. And his mom went, no, somebody else needs to call it. And I'm like, damn. She was like, we don't play here. And I'm like, I understand completely. I was with my vision and my ability not to. I can tell the difference between a heart and a diamond. That's about it. When it comes to spades and clubs, my mother kept yelling, it's the shovel one, Drew. It's the shovel one. Yeah, I know.
What?
Yeah, I know. Manuel says, good evening to Rosie's. Happy Saturday night. Rosie says, aw, thank you, Saskia. I'm looking forward to seeing you too. Pez says, good day to Manuel. Rosie says, hello to Manuel. Virtual hug. How are you? Hope you had a fabulous week. Darlene's here. Darlene says, hi, everyone. Just letting you know. Oh, no. Her mother passed away Easter morning. Been busy with memorial plans. Oh, Darlene, I'm so sorry to hear that. Thoughts and prayers with your family. And really, that's very, very sad. Oh, man. That sucks. Especially, it really sucks when you know it's coming. When you have somebody in your family who's not doing well and is not holding on well, and it happens. I've been in that situation 2 or 3 times where I've had family members who were near the end, and you're just waiting, and it sucks. And Darlene, I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and continue reading. I'm going to try not to cry because I get emotional when things like this happen. So just hang with me, guys, okay? Manuel says, I'm doing good this weekend. Very good. Saskia says, I have a new granddaughter now, so we are over there a lot to help my old granddaughter stay busy. Okay, excellent. That's good. That's good. Pez says, good day to Rosie. Or Gaffey to Rosie. I think you meant good day. Oh, yes, he corrected himself. Good day. Rosie says, wonderful. Congratulations, Saskia. New babies are always the best news. She'll love her new sister. Congratulations to everyone. Such a great start to a spring. Honestly, I think puppies are good on Easter, too. New puppies are good. Right, Avery? Or kittens. Kittens would be good, too.
I wouldn't know.
I know. Bill's here. Bill says hello. Rosie says, I'm glad you've had a fabulous week, Manuel. Spring here, so much sunshine and bright days are looking forward to. She says hi to Perez and says, oh no, Darlene, I'm so sorry. Virtual hugs. Saskia says, Darlene, our deepest condolences. Absolutely. G'day says, Pez to Bill. Glenn says, my first wife became serious about the stakes gambling in Colorado. It almost costed me $1,000. Whew. Now, literally, what's so funny, the game that I'm describing to you guys is one that they play with quarters. And every time my daughter is getting together with Raphael's family and they're going to play, they know they're going to be playing this game, she always calls me up and says, hey, Dad, can I get $10 in quarters? Because she knows I keep a lot of change in the house. And I always set aside $10 in quarters. And the last time they went and played, Raphael called me up and says, hey, I doubled my money, so I have quarters for next time. I go, okay, excellent. It's gambling addiction, guys. Got to be careful. Got to be careful.
What are they playing again?
I don't remember the actual name of it, but it's a cross between bingo and poker. Keno Pekino or something, I think is what it's called. Yeah, something like that.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. Winona says, present. Welcome to the show. Manuel says, I'm sorry to hear about your mom, Darlene. I'll pray for you and your mom. Yes, please. Darlene says, yes, her organs were failing. It was time. Yep. I always one of the things I always feel comfortable about or comforted about is when a person in your life who's lived a long, happy life passes away, because it's not. What's the best way to say this? It's not like somebody dying in a car accident at the age of 22. You know, it's somebody who's lived a long, happy life, surrounded with family, and there's something genuinely comforting about that. And if Darlene was there and was with her, that's the way it should be. You know, that's the way everybody would. I think in my mind, that's the way everybody would want to go. You know, surrounded by family, and you know. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm a crazy man anyway. So, yeah. But yes, Darlene, we're thinking about you, and please know that we're all thinking about you. All right. Bill says to Manuel, happy Saturday. Let's see. Obese Jackson. This is a new person. Says, but how does this affect LeBron's legacy? Oh, I have no idea. I'm assuming LeBron is. I do know he's a basketball player. I'm assuming LeBron is a basketball player, so I do know that. Wait a minute, wasn't LeBron James the one that was in the Looney Tunes remake movie?
I have no idea. I didn't watch it.
Oh, all right, never mind. Dave says, so hard to hear that, Darlene. Bill says, thumbs up to Pez. Manuel says, Bill, happy Saturday night. Clark's here. Hey, Clark, how's it going? He says, hey, Drew, currently on a date night with my wife, eating at Cracker Barrel. If you're still streaming in 30 minutes, I'll see you then. Fantastic. We should probably be still streaming in 30 minutes, so please feel free to stop back in. Last night, because Todd, our other buddy, is in New York right now, we didn't do streaming on his channel Thursday or Friday night, and I took advantage of that fact and took my wife out to dinner last night, and I said, where do you want to go? let her choose. And she really likes European Street. I don't know if anybody has European Street where they live or if you've ever been there, but it's mostly sandwiches, crackers, chips. They're known for different desserts, and she got a big old slice of carrot cake, which was nice.
They're known for beer.
Oh, yeah. Actually, the wife had Not Your Father's root beer. I of course had a ice water, but
yeah.
But she actually, the last time we were there, she ordered it and they didn't have any in stock. So, and the waiter actually remembered us from the last time we were there and took care of her. So it was good. So very good. Let's see. Manuel says, good evening, Clark. Happy Saturday night. Obese Jackson says, can I pet your goatee, Drew? Yes. This is actually, it's not really a plan thing. It was more or less I did some trimming and just missed the middle. It happens. As a matter of fact, the wife asked me to trim up before we went to Easter dinner at my parents' house. And I said, sure, no problem. So I did the neck, did the sides, did the head, all around, and just kind of missed the middle. I said, what the hell? We'll see what happens. It's becoming very distinguished in the fact that there's a lot of gray in it. So I like walking around the store going, Stop laughing at me. I know you're laughing at me.
Dude, my beard's long.
Darlene says she was 95. Wow. Yeah, I think Jen's grandmother, when she passed away, I think it was last year, she was 97. Or she was up there. She was, a long life. And luckily we had family there, and that's it, Bill says, I hope you are ready for the summer heat. Yeah, we have air conditioning down here, so we're ready for it, right?
We have central air, and I have an air conditioner in my room. One of those things you hook up to the window.
Yep.
But it's not a window unit, but it's a corner unit.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. I have even at the store, I have a window a window unit in the back wall. So my store is probably one of the nicer. I mean, it's technically my store is the size of 3 stores, and the window unit covers like one room, but it's just enough to keep the majority of the place decent, cool. It's not cold. I lots of people come in and go, oh, it's so nice in here, and I always tell them, don't tell anybody. It's my little secret. Don't tell anybody. Then people come in here and they'll spend money. I don't want that. That's the last thing I want.
Oh my God, no.
Yeah. Then they'll buy all the stuff that I want to keep.
That's a real concern when you're when you sell comic books.
That's right. You're like, oh man,
because there's something on the shelf or up for sale that you'd kind of actually prefer if no one bought it.
That's right. So yeah, well, one of my wife's rule is you cannot take it to the store unless you're willing to sell it. And I'm like, okay, fine. So I'll take something to the store and I'll put a ridiculous price on it so nobody will ever ask about it. And I've had that backfire on me a couple of times.
Oh yeah.
Mike got me a Godzilla movie poster, which was fantastic. I had it framed. And I was like, if anybody asks, I'm going to put some ridiculous amount on it. And this young lady came in and asked me, and I gave her the price, and she said, okay, I'll take it. And I'm like, damn it.
Yeah.
I like that poster.
Because you never know.
You never know. But that has bit me in the butt before. So, oh well, that's all right. Rosie says, Darlene, I don't know what to say. I wish I could hug you in person, but all I can do is virtual hugs. I so wish I could make things better for you. I'm sorry. We all feel that same way. Glenn says, Clark, get your hash brown casserole. Oh, that does not sound good.
No, it could be really good.
Hash brown. I like hash browns, but I guess casserole is mostly eggs. Am I right?
No, it's just.
Or am I thinking? What am I thinking of? That's mostly eggs.
Quiche.
There you go. Okay, I'm not very bright. You all know that. I'm getting there though. I'm learning. Rosie says, lost my gram and mom-in-law who I adored. They don't leave us, honey. They don't. Yep, that is true. I've always said, my wife's grandmother, um, pain in the ass, huge pain in the ass. Lived with her, helped take care of her when she was first diagnosed with dementia. I tell the kids all the time, we have so many stories that nobody's ever going to forget that woman. We have so many stories, and we tell them all the time. Every time we're together, and somebody brings up Granny, there's a dozen stories that go flying out. And there was a lot of great ones about her. There's a lot of pain in the ass ones about her, but there was a lot of great ones about her. And that you're absolutely right. They don't ever leave us. So make sure you tell stories. Make sure you tell stories, and especially the younger generation who never met them. Never got a chance to know them. Tell them stories. Make sure they know about these people. You know, I regret to say, yeah, my grandchildren will have my live streams to go back to and see what kind of idiot I was. And it's there for all recorded
Oh
time.
God,
It's on the internet. So
forever.
what's that old joke about? Remember, didn't Todd say it one time? He said something about, when your dad says that he was cool when he was younger, you'll be able to see the videos and know he wasn't.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah. Darlene says, thank you to Rosie.
Well, my dad was cooler than me when he was younger.
Well, all our dads were cooler than us. My dad was pretty cool, but he was very low key. I mean, very low key like I was, but I don't think he'd ever get on a live stream and do a show for an hour a night a week,
Yeah.
And I don't think he'd ever talk to people on the phone and record his conversations and broadcast them for the world to see. I don't think he would ever do that.
I draw comic books. My dad did 2 tours in Vietnam. We're not the same.
No. No, my dad during Vietnam, my dad was on a sub, believe it or not. Yeah, he knew that he was going to be drafted, so he went ahead and signed up, and he became he was on a sub, and I'm like, I'm not a fan of heights. I am definitely not a fan of really close quarters and confined spaces. That would freak me the heck out. So
sure.
Just the thought of that. But hey, our dads, they did it, so we didn't have to,
Yeah, I don't know. I should have.
Well,
but I'm way too old now.
You do know what happened. If it wasn't for the fact that Jennifer said, "Oh, okay, I'll marry you," I probably would have followed Yuli's footsteps and joined the military.
Yeah, but the Navy.
What did he do? He joined the Army Reserves. The Army Reserves is what he did.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought he was in the Navy.
No. And he was in Iraq for several tours too. But I don't think he was combat. He was logistics and stuff like that. But I would have probably followed right behind him had she not said, okay. So thank God for my wife, you know what I mean? Saskia says, I'm living in the States, as you know, but both my parents passed away in the Netherlands, and that was not able to go home. Oh goodness, that's horrible. Yeah. I'm lucky that my parents live in town and I see them pretty regularly. Luckily for me, both my children live in town, so if something ever happened to me, everybody would be close. But remember the stories. That's the important part. Remember the stories. Winona says, LeBron James is now wearing a pink skirt and matching purse. Can you say puppet? I have no idea what that's about.
No, I've seen pictures. Dude,
you've seen pictures?
Dude, the stuff he's doing is...
Oh, geez. Is it something I want to know?
It's pretty cringe, dude.
Okay. All right. Well, then I don't want to know. I got too many other things going on in my life that's more interesting.
He's lost it.
Well, everybody loses it eventually. So, Obese Jackson says, do you think there is a secret race of lizard people that live underneath our cities and secretly control us?
No.
Nah. I think there's more people in boardrooms controlling us than there are people living under the
I do call certain people lizard people, but it's not meant to be taken literally. It's just
Right.
The way they think is sociopathic, so I call them lizard people.
Yeah, I always think some of these people are more like zombies than lizard people. You
Yeah.
know, there's a lot more zombies are out there. They're you know they're following along, following the crowd, and not very bright, and all they want to do is wreck stuff. They're out there. Saskia says, been to Cracker Barrel with my granddaughter to get pancakes. My mother-in-law wanted Cracker Barrel one night. I forgot what she wanted, but I went and I did the order online, pick it up at the restaurant. I don't remember what she wanted, but she wanted something specifically from Cracker Barrel. It might have been pancakes. I think my wife likes IHOP for pancakes. So, yeah. All right. Rosie says, "Oh no, Saskia, that's awful. Hardest thing in the world is to lose loved ones, like losing bits of ourselves. Hugs for you and Darlene." Absolutely. Manuel says, "Good evening, Winona. Happy Saturday night." Dave says, "That's okay, Winona. He's a billionaire." Well, yeah. Hey, listen, if a billionaire wants to wear a skirt and carry around a purse, more power to him. You know, let your heart's desire come out and just be yourself. You know, the rest of us will just keep jobs, normal jobs, and pay our bills on time. That's all you can ask. Manuel says, my grandma passed away in 2021, 103 years old. Holy crap. 103. My wife, they were very worried that my wife's grandmother was going to become 100-year plus because her mother lived to be like 102 or something. But 97's right up there. So I will be very happy if I make it past 60, to be honest with you. That's my goal, which isn't that far away, which is kind of scary. But I'll be happy if I make it to 60. It's 10 years from now. There's a lot that can happen in 10 years. So Clark says to Glenn, "I always get that in the country fried steak." Now, country fried steak, I love country fried steak, but I usually get it when I go to IHOP, but only when we're like traveling. I don't know why. That's like a travel food for me, but I love country fried steak. Dave says, "Oh, wonderful, great life, Manuel." Absolutely. Darlene says, "We had 90 degrees here in New Hampshire yesterday. Very rare this early." Oh boy. Yeah, somebody mentioned to me today that it was supposed to get up to 90, and I was like, really? Outside? Because I'm in the store all day long. When I got out of the store, it was around 5 o'clock. Got to the car, it was 87 degrees. It's like, man, it doesn't feel like April, but I guess and yesterday it rained almost all day. So now you get the heat and the humidity, and frickin' just stay inside, you know? Emmanuel says, "Thank you to Dave." Glenn says, "At least you don't trim it like Salvatore Dali. That might increase your value." 2 days ago, 85 degrees yesterday, snow flurries. Welcome to Colorado. That would be a little crazy. I mean, we have weather shifts here in Florida where you'll wake up in the morning and it'll be 55 degrees, and then by the middle of the day it'll be 80. So we get big weather shifts, but nothing to the point where it's 85 and then snowy. We never had that big of a shift, but that's crazy. Bill says, "Manual 103 should have been on the news." Oh, she might have been. Andy says, "Hey, Drew, heard your, wait a minute. Have you heard from James in the past week? I know he's going to keep calling you." Well, we'll see. He hasn't called me back. Trust me. If James calls me again, and here's the thing, guys. I've been going without a recorder on my phone for the longest time because when I got a new phone, the app that I used no longer worked. And after that last call with James, I started to get worried that he might call me when I wasn't at home in front of my computer to record the call. So I started Googling and finding out a new app, and I have a new app on my phone now to record my calls. So I do have a recorder just in case James calls and I'm not in front of my computer, because that is important. I can't tell James, "Hey, James, I can't talk to you right now. Call me back when I'm in front of my computer." No, I can't do that. If he calls me, I got to take the call. I've got to record it, and I've got to share it with you guys, because James is just too fabulous to ignore. Avery, have you heard the James videos?
Is that the guy that cussed you out and called you back?
Yes, that's the guy who told me to go to hell and called me back. Yes.
What a wacko.
He is. He's out there. He's out there. But after actually the fourth video that I made about him, I didn't expect any of those calls back. I didn't expect him ever to call me back. But then he called me back again, and I had to make a fifth video. That's how insane this man is.
That's love. That man's in love with you.
Yeah, well, maybe. I mean, I see it. I can understand. I mean, what's not to love? I mean, really. You should be scared. You should be very scared. Rosie says 103 is amazing. And 95, what a wonderful life for both. Watching their families grow and all the adventures and seeing the world change too. They were both truly blessed. Absolutely. Dave says, so true, Rosie. Rosie says, sends Dave a virtual hug. Manuel says she lived in Chile, South America. Wow.
Whoa.
Manuel says, haha, Drew, you be okay. Well, thank you, sir. Thank you. Winona says, Dave, China owns Mr. James. Yes, that is true. That is a very good possibility. And if they want him to wear a pink skirt and carry a purse, he's going to do it. So Rosie says, oh my gosh, the idea of being in a submarine, terrifying. Ain't that the truth?
Yeah, sounds freaky.
We have a huge ship that's part museum, went on board and have to leave again. I don't have sea legs. Nope. When I was a kid, my dad was on the Saratoga, which was a very large aircraft carrier. And I forgot how old I was. I know I was young teen, probably 1984, 85 range. But he was on a cruise and they were in Europe, Italy, that area. And I got to go on a Tiger cruise. And what a Tiger cruise is they flew us over to where the boat was, not onto the boat, but to whatever country the boat was near. And then we took a bus, got on the boat, and then it's not really a boat, it's a ship. We took the aircraft carrier, the ship, the Saratoga, back to Jacksonville. And it was I want to say it was a week. It might have been 2 weeks. But it was called a Tiger cruise where your sons could go with you. And my dad at the time worked, he was a master at arms, and he worked his division. He was the oldest guy in his group. Everybody else in his group were young guys, and none of them had kids old enough to do this. So I was the only one in his entire work area that had a kid. So I felt really, really blessed to be able to be there. And my favorite part of the ship was my dad worked with the lady who had the drug sniffing dog. And I got to hang out with the drug dog, which was kind of cool. Nobody else got to play with the dog. I got to hang out with the dog. The things that make kids happy, it's sometimes it's the little things.
Yeah, I got to hang out with the drugs.
Yeah.
I mean, the drug dog.
The drug dog, yeah. But my dad, because he was a chief, he got to eat in the chief's area and not like the regular area. So I got to eat there, and I was literally like the only kid in the entire area. And I got to rule the place for a bit, and it was great. We had such a great time. But there's also a really sad story, and I'll have to tell you guys that story sometime. But had to do with Transformers, and freaking A, I'll tell you guys the story. I'll try to make it quick. It's a sad story, but it's a good story at the same time. Since I was the only kid in this area, and Transformers were huge to me at that time. I had several Transformers. I had Wheeljack, and I had Starscream, and I had just a bunch of different Transformers. And the guys had never seen Transformers before. Or if they had, they were shocked that I had these things. And I was really good at transforming them. And they used to bet me that I couldn't do it with my eyes closed. And they would give me money and I'd win. And they'd give me money just because, I could do this. And they thought that was great. Well, the last day of the cruise, my dad had put all my Transformers and all my stuff in a trash bag and had it in his office. Well, when we docked, they couldn't find the trash bag. And my dad thought that somebody thought it was trash and they threw it overboard. because they dump the trash before they come into port. And I was devastated. I was devastated that all my Transformers were out to sea somewhere. And all the guys in my dad's office and in the surrounding areas, they all chipped in and they gave me money in order to buy new Transformers. And it was like almost $200. And this is maybe at the time, maybe $40 worth of Transformers. And I was like, oh, this is so wonderful thing. But I was really sad that all my Transformers were gone. But they all got together, they pitched in so that I could buy new Transformers. Then they found the bag. Somebody had shoved it in a locker. And I was like thrilled that I was getting my Transformers back. And my dad went back to the guys and said, thank you guys. You can have your money back. And they said, no, let the kid keep it. Let the kid keep it. So I got the money, which I don't remember if I ever got to spend any of it. But I got my Transformers back. Whew, that was the most important thing. But yeah, imagine me getting off the cruise ship filled with tears because somebody threw out my Transformers.
Oh, poor little Drew crying.
It was devastating to me.
Sure.
But all the guys, they pitched in and put a huge smile on my face. And then somebody found the Transformers.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was. They were all good guys. I don't remember any of them. I remember the damn dog.
Because you were a little kid, you don't remember.
Yeah, I was. Let's see, 85. I would have been 12. So I think you had to be 12 or 13 in order to go on the Tiger Cruise.
Yeah.
And yeah. All right, let's see what else is going on here. Sorry, guys. Bill says, I became of age right when the Vietnam War ended. Oh, wow. Then you got very lucky. Very lucky. Rosie says, I discovered Michael Ironside watching the TV series V. Now they were lizard people. They were. Michael Ironside was awesome.
Yeah. Robert Englund was in that show, too.
Yes, he was. The guy that played Freddy Krueger, he was in that show, too. Yeah, there were a lot of famous actors in that show. Didn't they try to bring that show back at one point?
They tried. They tried to do a remake. It didn't.
No, which is sad because that's one that could. Yeah, good sci-fi is hard to find nowadays.
Very much.
Yeah. Glenn says, I was 18 when they abolished the draft. They still held the lottery just in case. My B-Day was pulled out of the hat on a second draw and never had to go. It was Vietnam wartime. Wow. Glenn says, what's the new app? Oh, good question. Let me see. What's the name of this app? Let's see. Cube ACR is the name of the app. And so far, the recordings have been very good. The recordings have been pretty good. I haven't actually, I'm not sure if the last drawing video or the one that's scheduled to come up Tuesday is one of the recordings added to a video. I think it is Tuesdays. So there's no little me in the corner box video of me because it was all just audio. So hopefully you guys will get a kick out of that and enjoy that. But yeah. So I literally got an app on my phone just in case James calls me. Is that not crazy?
Fantastic. Well, you got to lead him on some more.
Yeah, absolutely. I did tell him, I said, you're never going to get any money from me. You can keep calling me. I don't mind, but you're never going to get any money from me. So
and he's going to keep calling. He's obsessed.
Saskia says, James is relentless, but you handled him perfectly. Well, I just screwed with him. And I was trying to be nice to the guy. I really was. But it's I don't know. There are times when I feel sorry for these people, and then I remember that their ultimate goal is to steal from old people, is to steal as much money as possible from elderly people, to scare them in order to convince them to give them their money. And then I don't feel so bad about wasting their time and screwing with them.
Yeah, you know those ones that call and tell you you won the lottery. You just got to send them like $20,000 for some kind of process.
Yeah. Yep, I've gotten that call.
People fall for it.
They wanted me to send them. I think it was either $1,200 or $1,500. But that I was going to get millions. So yeah,
people fall for it. I know some people.
Yep. Bill says, I just noticed if I hold my glasses 2 inches away from my eyes, I can see better. Well, that's good. Manuel says, what I want is the weather this morning to pop up. James, this morning the video. It could happen. If he's desperate enough, he'll call everybody. So Manuel says, I watched your video this morning. Game's name pop up. Game's name pop up. I'm not sure what that means, but okay. Bill says, at this time I was on the top chat. Now I changed to live chat. Oh, okay. Very good. I don't know. I don't know if there's a difference or not, but Michael's here. Hey, Michael says, had a couple of cable TV scammers call this week. Gave each of them a break for several minutes while I was looking for the last cable bill, after which I called them a not nice word and hung up. Well, see, that trick where you say, oh, hold on a second, let me go get my card, or hold on a second, let me go get my bill, or whatever. That works perfectly fine for wasting their time, but it makes for a really crappy video. So I tend to not do it. I tend to keep the conversation going, even though I could waste their time if I wanted to even more. But yeah, I recommend definitely doing that. Definitely screwing with them and wasting as much of their time as possible. Saskia says, Drew, do you watch other scam baiters too, like Jim Browning and Pierogi? I've heard of Jim Browning. I've watched or I listened to it. Tagao's not ever on the videos, but I listened to a lot of his, as well as CJ Scams and some other ones, Scammer Payback and so forth. So everybody's doing a good job wasting their time and screwing with them. Gotta love it. Rosie says to Bill, sometimes I have to have my glasses on the end of my nose. I have to go to my eyes checked at some point, or just keep wearing them at the end of my nose and looking odd. I've actually had to, with my new glasses, like when I'm reading, like if I go to the bathroom and I'm going to read something, like whether it be my phone or a comic or something, I have to take my glasses off. For some reason, I can't see very well up close with these. And I'm pretty sure the prescription's just screwed. But yeah, I have that problem. I used to never have to take my glasses off, but my eyes have gotten so bad over the years. It's just part of getting old, you know. Manuel says, I love your drawing this morning. It was very awesome. Congratulations, Drew. Well, thank you so much. Thank you. The next video, which I think comes up Tuesday, is a splash page from Hero Book 3 that I did a little while ago, that I'm sharing with you guys. And then I'm working on a brand new drawing. I was working on it in the store today. It's the one with Crom and the Mummy. I'm hoping to have that done and have that video ready to go for next Saturday, because Tuesday's already covered. So it'll be next Saturday. But if it doesn't get done, I've got plenty of videos to share with you guys. So it'll be cool. I'll keep making them. And as long as you guys keep enjoying them, I'll keep making them and sharing them with you. Darlene says, my husband didn't get drafted. His number wasn't called. Yeah, my dad didn't get drafted either, but he just had a gut feeling that it was going to happen. So he went ahead and just signed up. So.
Oh, my dad signed up.
Yep.
And one of his brothers was already in the service because he had served in Korea also.
Right.
And the youngest brother was ended up being a ranger.
Oh, okay.
In Vietnam. So.
Well, very good. Very good.
45 confirmed kills. I looked it up. He had 45 confirmed kills. I'm like, dude.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, Uncle Larry was a beast.
Rosie says to Manuel, I love Samurai Hero 2. It was fabulous. Yep. That was one of 2 sketches that actually inspired the story for book 3, which takes place in Hero's version, his world, their version of China or Japan. It really doesn't matter to me that it's, samurais, ninjas, all that kind of good stuff. But I've been enjoying. When I was working on it, I enjoyed working on it, and that was one of the 2 sketches that inspired that whole entire story. So hopefully I will share more with you all. Glenn says, I saw the Sean video. Thought he said Shalong. Funny, it was the last name was Johnson. Yeah, well. Sometimes I really struggle with it. I had somebody comment on one of my videos and said, I do not understand what that person was saying at all. And my response was, I've heard the script so many times that even if I don't know what they're saying, what are the words that are coming out of their mouths, I know what they're saying because I've heard the script so many times. So when they say something and it's just garbled, I know they just said, do you have Medicare Parts A and B? I know that's what they said because that's the script. But yeah, I have that problem too, where you don't understand a freaking word they're saying. Yeah. Darlene says, when a scam number is calling, I tell my boys nobody is calling. What's that? Wasn't there a story about Odysseus and the Cyclops? And the Cyclops asked him what his name was, and he said, my name's Nobody. And then he poked him in the eye, and the other Cyclops said, who poked you in the eye? He said, nobody poked me in the eye. And I think I was trying to incorporate that into a hero story at one point, because I did have a bear who represented a Cyclops in the story. Because originally Hero was supposed to be based on, all his adventures were Greek mythology based on. And we kind of just went in other directions with it, but I really do have to listen to some of those. I actually have I had rented, not rented. I had gotten from the library. You don't buy or rent stuff from the library. I got from the library an audio book series of Greek mythology that I was listening to for inspiration for Hero. Mm-hmm. And I really haven't gotten back to it and haven't done it in a while, and I should.
Yeah.
Because a lot of those stories were the inspirations for Hero. So, yeah. It's always good to listen to the classics.
There's a great series on Greek mythology on Tubi where they use a lot of animation that's done like Greek artwork that you normally see on like the vases and stuff and on murals. And the animation is done in a similar style.
Okay.
Yeah, on Greek mythology. It's on Tubi, so it's free to watch. I like it. And it does these very quick recaps of a lot of stories.
Hey, somebody told me they're bringing back or they're redoing Spartacus.
Really?
Yes. I'm not sure if it's a movie or a TV series, but supposedly they're working on a new Spartacus series.
Huh. I like the Sam Raimi one with like.
Oh yeah.
I loved that. Dude, yeah. I loved that show. It was right up my alley.
I think I had heard that it was the same group or same people producing it, but I don't know.
Huh.
But we'll have to see. I don't know if you heard, but supposedly...
No, I hadn't heard.
Supposedly HBO Max is going to be rebranding itself as Max, and that they put out a list of a whole bunch of new series that were going to be... whole bunch of series.
As long as they keep the HBO shows, and HBO programming. I don't care what they rebrand it.
But one of the ones they're bringing back that I absolutely love, even though not every season was great and fantastic, but I enjoyed all three of them, was True Detectives. And they just announced the 4th season for True Detectives, which actually has Jodie Foster in it.
I only watched the first one. I couldn't watch the second one.
Well, that's the best one. Well, the first one was the best one. The first one was freaking awesome. Start to finish. Fantastic show. The second one was a little confusing, but it was still good. I mean, it's got Vince Vaughn in it, and he does not play a comical role. He plays a bad guy, and there's a scene, or there's a series of scenes near the end of the season where he's like walking through the desert, and it's very emotional. And if you haven't seen it, watch it. But
I wish Rome had gotten the 5 years it was supposed to get.
Yeah, Rome was fantastic. But you know what it was?
The first season was great. The second season, it was too rushed.
It was rushed. Well, that's because they knew it had to end. So they literally took 4 seasons into one.
Yeah.
But the cost to make that show,
Huge.
That was Game of Thrones money back then, you know?
Yeah. That
And
show
it
was
wasn't,
fantastic,
it
though.
was fantastic, but it wasn't Game of Thrones popular.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
know?
yeah. I remember Shogun. Somebody brought up the Shogun show.
Oh, okay.
That
Well,
miniseries.
let me catch up to the chat.
Catch up.
All right. Sorry. All right. Hold on a second. I forgot where I left off. Oh, there we go. All right. Manuel says, I'm say about James, my good friend Drew mistakenly spelled wrong things. Well, that's because he's not very bright. He's not very bright, and it's a lot of fun messing with him. Saskia says, Pleasant Green liked him too. I have a problem where they curse a lot. Maybe I'm getting too old. No, I understand what you're talking about. I don't particularly care to be vulgar in my videos. And if it does slip out, even for me, I edit that out. You know, I can say ass. I'll say ass and be okay with it. Or I'll say hell and be okay with it. But anything else, F, S, any of that stuff, I try to bleep it out. Whether it's them saying it or me saying it. I had one guy on the phone the other day, and I'm like, dude, you're just... I had to curse at him because he just wasn't listening. But, yeah, I try not to do that. I try to... I think it's funny when they do it, when they break character and curse, but it's not something that I need to broadcast all over my videos, you know? So I understand exactly what you're saying. Darlene says, I had closed up lens put on my eyes when the cataracts were taken at. Oh boy. I haven't gotten that far yet. Most of my issues are with my diabetes and blood in the eyes, and I don't see blood in the eyes. It's just there. I deal with it. It has gotten better, by the way.
It can make your vision blurry.
Yes. Winona says, yeah, that's what they called it now. Okay. Manuel says, Drew, scammers can't spell the name Timothy Williams. No, they can't. Well, I had one today that actually spelled it really good. He spelled it the first time out, so I was rather impressed. But I think I've had a couple of scammers hang up on me as soon as I say the name Timothy Williams. So I've started to use Eugene more because I think they've caught on to Timothy. So it happens. Rosie says, Darlene, you're braver than me. Keep getting letters from the hospital. They want me to come have eyes checked, diabetes. Told her that they have 2 chances of putting drops in my eyes and neither is good. Don't, if you can at all costs, don't ignore your health, people. Don't. Because we know people who were stupid, ignored issues with their health, and ended up having strokes and going into the hospital for a week. So try as best you can not to ignore issues with your health. And that's all I'm going to say. Now, it's Avery, personal responsibility. Everybody is responsible for themselves. Take care of yourselves. Do the best you can. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to push anybody. I'm not going to tell you if you don't go see the doctor, you're going to die. No, I'm not going to do that. But everybody's responsible for themselves, and please don't ignore that stuff. I'm walking, talking, living proof that you should not ignore health issues. You need to be involved, you know? All right. Manuel says, we lost my dad in 2018. He was 80 years old. Oh, wow. See, my dad's, how old is he right now? Wait, what year is this? This is 23. He turned 78 this year. In May, I think. Yeah, pretty sure in May. So he's getting up there, and we've got to constantly keep an eye on him. So, but Emmanuel, I bet you have a lot of stories. You know, I bet you have a lot of stories. 80 years old, that's a lot of living. So Bill says, I'm going to order some pizza. Okay, do so. What do you like on your pizza, Bill? Just out of curiosity. Please don't tell me pineapple. I have to order pineapple for some of the people in this family, and it's disgusting. You can keep your pineapple. Glenn says, another good series around the time of V was Shogun. Oh, yep. I remember Avery mentioned that. Dave says, from where, Bill? Pizza sounds good. Darlene says, I've detached retinas at age 32. Holy crap. I needed emergency surgery in both eyes. Then I was diagnosed with cataracts in 2015. I had to wait 3 years for surgery. Oh my gosh. I've never had I know there's glaucoma in my family history, so it's something they always check for. But at this point, it's just getting old, dealing with age. So cataracts and glaucoma hasn't hit yet, but I'm sure it's right around the corner. Rosie says, "I'm sorry, Emmanuel. Virtual hug. 80 isn't old anymore." That's true. That's true. Rosie says, "Oh my gosh, 3 years, mind you. Wait lists are getting awful in the UK now too." We're not going there. We're not going there on politics. Thanks, Drew. Cataract surgery, piece of cake. Oh, really? Ooh. Yeah, I don't know about that. My doctor, I see a retina guy every 6 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks, and I either get laser stuff done or injections. And yes, it is as scary as it sounds, injections, but it doesn't hurt. You don't feel it. But yes, it freaks me out every time they say, okay, we're going to do injections today. And I'm like thinking to myself, oh, good God, please just make sure it's numb. And it always is.
A few years ago, my mother had cataract surgery.
Yeah.
And they did LASIK surgery at the same time. But she had a reaction to the antibiotic cream you had put on your eyes afterwards.
Oh, geez.
So you know the white of your eyes
Mm-hmm.
around that, the layer, the membrane on that swole up and puffed out. It was like she almost couldn't close her eyes. It was like these little bags that looked like they were about to pop, bulging out of her eyes. It was.
Oh, I think I'd faint. I think I'd faint if I saw that.
It was horrendous. It took weeks for it to go down.
Tell your mother we love her.
It was horrible, dude.
Oh, geez.
Because I still lived in Jacksonville, so I came up here to help.
I think I remember that. I think I remember that when that happened because I checked your mail while you were gone.
Yeah, it was horrible, dude.
Oh, that's rough stuff. Yeah, don't mess with your eyes either. Yeah. Your eyes, your teeth, your feet.
If you have a reaction to that cream, go to the doctor fast.
Jeez. Rosie says, Drew, honestly, when I was 9 or 10, I had a thought appear in my head that I'd never get old. Here I still am in my 50s. Also, eyes plus stuff touching them equals not happening. Yep. Well, honestly, when it comes to if my doctor had said, hey, we want to do injections in your eyes, I would have said, I don't think so. I think we're going to skip that. We're going to go on to something else. We're going to try something else. But I trusted the guy, and my vision has gotten better. My eyes do have improved, but damn, that scares the ever-living crap out of me. So Rosie says, seriously, I'd run 3-minute mile if I thought about it. Yeah, well, it is a scary thought. Darlene says the cataracts had to be ripened. Or is that ripen? By then, it was time. Oh, geez. Bill says, everything but pepperoni. Sorry, I can't stand spicy food. Oh, see, I can do pepperoni. I like meat on my pizzas. Meat of any kind, whether it's bacon, whether it's ham, whether it's ground beef, pepperoni, meat's the best. Meat's the best. I think anybody that puts vegetables on their pizza should be boiled in their own goo. Ugh, yeah. Especially pineapple.
You're a weirdo.
I know. Manuel says, yes, I have lots of stories about my dad. Fantastic. Make sure you tell them, especially to the younger ones, younger generation.
Lots of people love peppers and onions and mushrooms and stuff on their pizza.
No, you can keep it all. You can keep it all.
There's a reason you're dying.
I know. Saskia says, I got my eyes done 2 years ago. I don't need my glasses for close by, only need for glasses for far. I have needed my glasses since I was a teenager, and I've worn them. I've always worn them. I've never done sunglasses. I've always had just glasses, and I wear them all the time. And it's just the way it goes, and I'm okay with that. Bill says I have a white line growing across my eyes. My optometrist says to Earl, it's too early to tell. Oh, okay. Gordon's here. Hey, Gordon says, I'm cheering from Russia. Shout out to the Wagner mercenaries. Keep booming up Ukraine, my boys. Oh, goodness gracious. Bill says, early. Yes, we got that. All right, gang. All right, gang. It's after 9. I caught up on the chat. I did it. But I want to say thank you to everybody out there. I hope you all have a fantastic week. I will tell you, I got so far ahead with my videos that I actually have all the way scheduled out to next Monday. This whole entire week is already set up and ready to go, and the 2 videos that I had for Sunday and Money are Sunday and Monday are all ready to go. Those 2 calls are going to be fantastic. They are one of my all-time favorite scams, the Amazon scam that turns into a Bank of America scam that turns into the Federal Trade Commission scam. I had them on the phone. We went back and forth like 5 different times. The video, when I put it all together and I cut out all the dead air and the waiting for people and so forth, it was almost a 50-minute call. Now, I don't mind making long videos, but 50 minutes of just looking at me is going to drive people crazy. So I cut it in half. I made it into 2 videos. One comes down next Sunday, and then the other one follows up on Monday. I think you guys are going to get a kick out of those videos. I had such a ball wasting their time and screwing with them. It was wonderful. I actually got the FTC scammer to yell at me and tell me to shut up, which, I mean, that's a normal reaction to people who have a conversation with me longer than 5 minutes. They're screaming, shut up! Avery is literally, every time he goes on mute, he's yelling, shut up!
Oh, I was laughing at one dude's comic. I was just like, oh my God.
Oh, yes, I know. You know I don't read them ahead of time, so we just go with it.
Yeah.
But I hope everybody has a fantastic weekend. Everybody be good. Have a fantastic week, and I will see you again next Saturday. If you get calls like the ones I get, remember, either hang up on them or screw with them like I do. And if you do screw with them, record it and share it with everybody, because we would love to hear it. We'd love it. Everybody out there. I don't think there's a single person in my audience who doesn't love when we waste their time, when we screw with them and waste their time.
Yeah.
Am I right or am I right?
Yeah. Everybody loves screwing them.
I haven't done a poll yet on my channel. I should do a poll. Yes or no, you love wasting scammers' times. I bet you it's 98% yes. There's going to be that 2%. Those 2% you just want to punch in the face that are going to say no just because they want to be different. You know? But I bet you 98% of the people, and I'm almost willing to do this just to see what the results are. So, all right. Good night, everybody. Thank you all so much for joining. Have a fantastic week. And Avery, once again, thank you, sir, for joining me. And everybody be good and have a wonderful week. Good night, everybody.